All right. Equipment you're gonna need today is the usual. Two pencils or two pens, preferably something with writing on them or something exciting for your eyes to look at and easy to hold. And then a letter ball of some sort. Excuse me, this could be a rolled up pair of socks, a dog toy, again, just something exciting for your eyes to look at that you can kind of move or toss around your body. And then remember with this class, because we work the visual and vestibular system, it's okay if you start to experience tired, itchy, watery eyes, even a little bit of dizziness or nausea. But that means that you've met your edge and we don't want to go too far past your edge. So back off, take a break. You can always grab some water or close the eyes to let that settle. All right, we'll come back to a seated or standing grounded position of some sort. Slide this back. Okay, great. Okay, and just giving the limbs, the arms, the legs, the trunk a gentle little shake out. Just starting to notice how things are feeling in the body for you. Okay, and coming back to the center. We'll find a still point. We'll close the eyes or soften the gaze. Let's bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. Finding some belly breaths. Seeing if you can start to make that exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. Maybe thinking about making your breath really quiet, slow. And staying with that breath, just noticing some of these parts of the body that hold a lot of tension. Maybe that's the top of your shoulders, the belly area, the jaw. Wherever you feel like you normally hold tension in your body, just bring your attention to that area. See if you can relax, soften that area, breathe into that area. And then bring your attention to a part of the body that feels strong, feels connected, maybe feels loosened up already. All right, we'll take one more inhale. One more longer exhale. And we'll open the eyes. Okay, good. We'll start with some gentle movements as a warm-up here. So just taking your head and neck, finding a tilt to one direction, doesn't matter which one. Keeping your shoulders unshrugged here. And switching sides. Maybe so just noticing which side of your neck feels tighter if you have a tighter side. Come back to the center, and then really tucking your chin into the throat, looking down. Good, and then coming back to the center, and then looking up. Slide your lower jaw forward. and then back to the center. Good, just find a few shoulder circle rolls. Maybe inhaling for half the circle, exhaling for half. Good, and then coming back to the center and just bringing in a little bit of eye, kind of a relaxing eye one here. So head is gonna stay pointing straight forward. Just your eyes are gonna look over at something to the left in the room. It doesn't have to be super far to the left, just something that's off to the left. Head stays center though, and we're gonna hold that for about 15 seconds. Maybe finding your belly breath as you hold that. Good. Let your eyes come back to the center. Recenter your head if your head moved at all. And then we're going to do the same thing going the other direction. So eyes off in the other direction. Don't let the head move, and we'll hold for 15 seconds. Finding your belly breath. Good. And then back to the center. Yeah. We're just going to do one more here. Make sure you're not looking at a light above you. Head is going to stay centered. Just the eyes go straight and up. And hold. Again, it doesn't have to be super far up, but just in the upwards direction. Good, and then coming back to the center. Look at something as far away from you as you can. And then I just want you to find that fast blinking with your eyes, another 15 seconds here, go for it. Three, two, one, and relax. Yeah, awesome. Okay, letting arms be heavy down by your side. Find an articulating roll down towards the ground. Pause when you get to the bottom. Breathe into the back of your ribs. You can find a gentle shaking of your head side to side. And then on your next exhale, rolling yourself back up. And stacking tall, open the chest, pull the arms behind you, find a few wrist twirls. Okay, good. And then we'll bring both hands behind the head. You can cross the arms in front of the chest. Is that, if that's easier? And we're just going to do a few circles from here. So let's start by coming into a side bend off to your left, reaching out through that top elbow. And then you're going to roll through the center. The elbows give the head a hug. Over to the other side, into your side bend, pause. Reach out through that top elbow again. And then coming back to a seated tall position. Yeah, and going the other way. Side bending right. Rolling through the center, nice and slow. Coming into a side bend on the other side. Think of pushing the back of your head into your hands, so we're not crouched forward, and then sitting tall. Yeah, let's do one more of those each way. Side bend left. Breathe into those top ribs. rolling through the center. Side bend. Coming up tall. Good, one more. Going back the other way. Side bend. Rolling through the center. Side bend. And sitting tall. And hold the seated tall position. As a neck cue here, again, push your head back into your hands, like you're giving yourself a bunch of double chins, lengthening the back of your neck. You can even give your hands a little bit of traction to help tuck your chin in more. And you're pushing your head back, back, back into the hands or just back behind you. You might even feel the abdominals light up a little bit here. And then releasing the arms down, find a few shoulder circle rolls. Okay. One more spinal movement here. I'm gonna give you my side profile. So give me the stop sign signal, hands in front of you. And then imagine like you're pushing something heavy, so letting just the upper spine round. Take an inhale into that area in between the shoulder blades. And then opening the chest, sitting tall, arms reach back behind you. Good. Push that heavy object in front of you, round. Breathe between the shoulder blades. And then open and sit tall. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Good. Push and round. Just taking 2 or 3 full breaths into each of these positions before you switch into that tall seated position. You can move at your own pace here. We're just going to move slow with these. But making each one of these really active. Really actively rounding the upper spine, abdominals pulling you down. And then actively pulling the shoulder blades together as you sit tall. Let's do one more each way. And opening. Good, and coming back to the center. Nice, everyone. Okay, just give a little shake again. Okay, I lied. Let's do one more spinal movement here, and then we'll come into a little bit more of a body wake up. So arms out in front of you, straight, palms or knuckles touching, and we're gonna do a few book openers here. Dragging left hand up the right arm across the chest. Come into that big open rotation. What's the furthest thing behind you can see? Take a breath into it. And coming back to the center. Good, switching sides, opening the book. Furthest thing behind you can see. Take a breath. And closing the book. Yeah, just one more each way. Opening the book. And closing the book. Last one, opening. And closing. Good, and back to the center. Awesome. Okay, let's just do a quick full body tap here. So let's start with the chest. You can use whatever hand tool that you want, whether that's an open hand, a fist, a tap, but just something that feels good, giving the chest a little bit of love. Good. And then bringing that down into one of your arms and shoulders. Again, any kind of wake up you want, a rub, a tap, a chop. Give the hand and the wrist a little bit of love. Good, and then coming across to the other side. Again, giving the hand and the wrist some love. And bringing that down into the belly, sides of the belly, low back, whatever you're able to reach here. And whatever hand position you want for more of a tap, a rub, a grab. Just noticing how all of these areas are feeling for you. Is there any stickiness, tenderness? Good, and then slowly moving that down into the legs, upper legs, knees, lower legs if you can reach them, and feet. Okay, and coming back to the center. Awesome. All right, let's grab one of your pencils. We're gonna do a few eye things here, and we'll just kind of do them back to back. We're gonna start with pencil push-ups. Oh, did I freeze? Oh, no, okay. We're gonna start with pencil push-ups. For folks that are blind or visually impaired, I'm gonna give you something different, so just hang with me for a sec. For those of you doing pencil push-ups, just as a reminder here, because we'll do a few different angles. So holding that pencil away at arm's distance. I'm gonna have you pull the pencil in towards the bridge of your nose. It's okay if it goes blurry, but remember, if or when you start to see two pencils, you've gone too far. So then pulling it away from your nose. So the three angles are gonna be bridge of your nose, the tip of your nose, and then the center of your forehead. And the slower you go with these, the easier it is. You should only see one pencil the whole time, so if you want to make it harder, you can go a little faster. And then for folks that are blind or visually impaired, I'm going to have you come into a yes nod with your head. And we'll just change that movement with each one we do here. And remember, you should only see one pencil as that pencil comes towards you and as it goes away from you. And just noticing with these three angles, is one of these angles harder than the other angles? We're working two different cranial nerves with these three different positions. So that's why we vary it sometimes. It just works different cranial nerves. Okay, maybe just doing a couple more here. And coming back to the center. Look at something far away, let the eyes reset. Okay, we're just gonna do kind of back to our basics eye circles for this next one. So head is gonna stay steady, nose pointing forward. You're gonna take that pencil, drawing as big of a circle around you without moving your head. Eyes will stay on the pencil. Stay in one direction. I'll tell you when to switch directions. And for folks that are blind or visually impaired, I want you to do the same movement, but with your head. So you're kind of tracing a big circle with your nose. And really challenging yourself with these circles. You should be able to clearly see that pencil the whole time, but it should definitely feel like a kind of an eye strain, an eye workout here. Okay, pause, switch directions. Good, maybe one or two more circles here. And coming back to the center, we can set that pencil down. Let's just do a little bit of a reset here so that the arms be heavy, find an articulating roll down to the ground. Take an inhale at the bottom and exhale up. Okay, awesome. Let's grab your letter ball. We're gonna do a little bit of vestibular stuff with the ball, but let's just start with our normal game of letter ball. So if you've been playing with me for a while, you can go right into playing that. I'm just gonna explain this for folks on the recording. So holding that ball into your chest, you're gonna move that ball away at any angle you want. Look at the ball, say the first letter number you see, and then pull it back into your chest. Move the ball away at a different angle, look at the ball, say the first letter and number you see, and pull it back in. And you're just going to continue to do that all the way around you at different angles. Don't forget to do it above you. And if you're able to play catch with yourself to make it a little less predictable, you can do that too. Remembering to try to move that ball into all of the different spaces around you. Do a few more. And relax. Good, okay. So holding that letter ball, we're gonna do some rotations with this here. So holding that letter ball in front of you, let's maybe hold in your left hand to start if you're able to. Your eyes are gonna stay locked on a letter and number. You're gonna turn and rotate with the ball and then come back to the center. The faster you go with this one, the harder it is. So you choose what pace you want to go. Just stay on that one side, rotate and center. Rotate and center. Your eyes stay on that ball the whole time as that background behind the ball moves around. Let's do two or three more. Coming back to the center. Remember, if you get dizzy for any of these, take a break. You can always close the eyes. Okay, but if you're doing okay, let's switch sides. Maybe pick a new letter number, same thing. Rotate and center. Moving at a pace that feels doable for you. Making sure you're not holding your breath for these ones. Two or three more. And coming back to the center. Good. We can set that ball down. Okay, let's just do a little bit of an eye reset here. So I'm going to have you first close your eyes, then take your hands and cup them over your eyes just to create a little bit of darkness. Find just a handful of belly breaths here. And then you're first going to remove the hands from your eyes and then slowly open the eyes. Yeah, good, and relax. Awesome. Okay, let's do a little bit of joint work here. So let's see, I'm going to give you my side profile. Just moving from the shoulder blades to start, and we're going to do this, we're going to pare this down per side here. So taking one arm in front of you, it doesn't matter which one, give me the stop sign signal. Elbow's going to stay straight, and just moving from the shoulder blade, this might be a little hard to see. So pulling the arm and the shoulder blade back, pushing the arm and the shoulder blade forward. I'm not rounding my spine or moving my spine. I'm just moving my shoulder blade around my rib cage. Okay, and just noticing your range of motion with this one. What do you feel working for you? Okay, and relax. And then same thing on the other side. Pulling that shoulder blade back, pushing it forward. Does this side feel easier, stickier, harder to control? Okay, good, and relax. Okay, go back to your first side. This time we're going to bring that arm all the way up to an overhead position if you're able to. And now we're going to do a shoulder shrug up, so kind of like you're really reaching that arm up, and then unshrug that shoulder, but the arm stays in that up position. Shrug up and unshrug. Shrug and unshrug. If that's kind of hard to do with the shoulder raised, you can always just lower the arm and do the same movement with the shoulder blade. But again, just noticing, what is the range of motion like here for your shoulder blade? How does it feel for you? How does that quality of movement feel for you? Okay, and then relax. And then we'll try the other side, arm up or not, but shrugging the shoulder up and unshrug. And again, just noticing quality of movement on this side, range of motion for the shoulder blade, and down and relax. Yeah, good. Okay, let's see, which one am I missing here? Oh, yeah. So let's just start with arms down by your side. We're just gonna do internal, actually, you know what? Hang on, sorry, I changed my mind. Come to a goalpost position with your arms if you're able to. So find an upside down goalpost now. So that's that shoulder internal rotation. And then right side up goalpost, maybe even opening that goalpost up to the sky. How far can you go? And that's that external rotation. Goalpost down, internal, and then up. Yeah, just moving slow. You can even look from side to side, noticing your range. Does it feel different between the two sides? Is anything painful here for you? Does it feel easy? Good, and then shake that out and relax. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so just taking the hands, finding a few circles around the elbows. Mm, good. And then bring the arms all the way down by your side, finding a bicep curl up, trying to tap hands to shoulders if you're able to, and then straightening the arms all the way down, actively straightening the arms if they don't go straight. Bicep curl, tap the shoulders, and straighten down. Tap and straighten. Yep. Good. One more here. If you're able to, finding a few fist rolls, circles. Good, and then open the hand up if you can, and find more of an infinity sign with your wrists. Yeah. Okay, throwing in a little bit of coordination with you here. Switch directions that infinity sign is going for both hands. Okay, and then pause. Have both hands go in the same direction for the infinity sign. There we go, nice. Okay, one more for the brain, switch directions. Usually the second direction we go for these is the one that's harder for our brain. Okay, and then relax, shake the hands and the wrist out. Okay, one more kind of coming out into the fingers for folks that are able to. So give me the stop sign signal. Actively pulling the wrists back and or spreading the fingers as wide as they'll go. And then make a fist, a really tight fist, as if you were about to punch a punching bag, and point that fist down towards the ground. Yeah, let's have elbows straight, so arms are straight out in front of you. Give me the stop sign signal, open, spread those fingers, pull them as far back towards you as you can. Make a fist point down. Stop sign signal, open, spread. Notice if you've got a stickier wrist or hand, make a fist point down. These ones always surprise me with how hard they are. Let's go two more in each direction. Sign signal, open, spread. And make a fist point down. Last one, stop sign signal, spread. Make a fist point down. And give that a big shake. Awesome. All right. Let's do a little bit of coordination-based stuff here. So we're gonna do some tapping, clapping. We've done this one before, so I'm just gonna layer on slow and then we'll see how far we get. So we're gonna tap the chest. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch the order here. So we're gonna tap the chest and we're gonna snap or flick our arms out to the side. That's it. And then we're gonna tap the chest and we're gonna clap overhead. Yeah, and we're just gonna start with those two. Tap the chest, snap or flick the wrists, tap, oh, sorry, clap overhead. Tap the chest, snap or flick, tap the chest, clap overhead. Yeah, so pick a speed. Obviously, the faster you go, the harder that gets. Pick a speed and stay with it. Let it become comfortable for you. Okay, so if that if that feels hard for you, stay where you are. If that feels easy with you, I'm just gonna give you one or two more layers here. So we're gonna tap the chest, flick or snap, tap the chest, clap overhead, tap the chest, cross your arms, tap your lap. Okay? Chest, snap, chest, clap overhead, chest, cross the arms and tap your lap. If you want to make this even harder, each time you cross, try to cross your arms in the different position, if you can remember. If that feels too hard, don't worry about it and just cross the arms and tap the lap. Okay, so find a speed that works good for you. Start off slow and then you can pick up the pace. Remember not to hold your breath. If you're finding like that's difficult, you could always close the eyes, take away one of your sensory inputs. Just do it 2 or 3 more times through. Good, and then after that last one, go ahead and relax. Yeah, give everything a big shake. Okay. And then finding a few hula hoops with our ribs around our pelvis. Let those ribs move into every edge of the circle. And I'm just gonna layer on one coordination thing with these. Stay in whichever direction you're going. If you can take your tongue and trace a circle in the same direction that you're going on the roof of your mouth, you can add that in. Switch directions. One or two more here. And coming back to the center. Awesome, just coming to a seated position. Just one more thing with your tongue here. Stick your tongue out, try to touch your tongue to your nose. You might feel a nice stretch on the bottom of the tongue. And then nose to the chin. And then again, without moving the head or neck though, nose to one of your ears. Or sorry, not nose, tongue. All of the body parts. Tongue towards one of your ears, and then tongue towards the other ear. And then tongue straight forward towards the camera. How far can you reach it forward? One more time through all of that. Try to touch your tongue to your nose. Tongue to the chin. Tongue to one ear. Tongue to the other ear. And then tongue straight forward, big reach. Good, and relax. Nice, everyone. All right. We'll find another still point here. We'll close the eyes or soften the gaze. One hand to the belly, one hand to the chest, and go ahead and find that low belly breath again. Exaggerating your exhale. And then noticing that part of the body for you that typically holds extra tension. Just check in with that part, see how it's feeling, see if you need to relax it again. And check in with that part of your body that feels really strong and connected. See how that area is feeling. Go ahead and think of something you're grateful for today. We'll take one more inhale. One more exhale. And we'll open the eyes. Awesome. Thank you for joining, everyone. Let me pause this recording.